I made a Spiritomb in real life, and I didn't even need 108 souls to do it. It has a 3D mode and a 2D sprite mode. Let me show you how I did it. Now before we get started, I want you to take a look at this. This is 4.8%, and this is 95.2%. So if you want to help make this bar go down and this bar go up, please hit the subscribe button. Anyways, on to the actual video. So a year ago when Pokemon Arceus Legends was announced, I made the steam-powered Pokeball from the game. But now that the game's coming out, I feel like I had to do something even bigger. And when I was on Instagram, I randomly saw this picture of this odd Keystone prop. But it felt like it was missing the translucent Spiritomb head. And at that moment, I remembered what Hacksmith Industries used for their spells for their Doctor Strange costume. So with these two inspirations in mind, the real-life Spiritomb project was born. So the first thing I did was buy this, known as a holographic 3D fan. Basically how this works is it's one line of LEDs that are constantly changing while the fan spins really fast to give you the illusion of a hologram. Smarter Every Day did a video describing how this tech works, and I'll link that video below. So all you have to do is plug it in. Okay, let's try this again so I don't chop off my finger. So after actually securing the fan, you just need to plug it in and you get a picture. Now, when I record at 60 frames per second, you can't exactly see what's going on. So after turning the recording frame rate to about 17 frames, you get a much more accurate representation of what a human would see. Now this fan actually came preloaded with a lot of interesting animations, including this one of Mario.
Hello, Mario.
It's a little cursed, very bootlegged, but incredibly funny to me that they put it on here. So how did I go about getting Spiritomb on here? For the 3D animation, I actually had the idea to use Pokemon Go's AR mode. And putting Spiritomb into AR made me realize how big of a Pokemon it was. I looked it up, Spiritomb is a whole 3 feet tall. So my genius plan was to stand on a chair and look down on Spiritomb so its face would cover up its rock body, because the goal is to not see the rock whatsoever. Then I just covered up the lens with my finger to make a black background. But there was still a bit of work to do. So I loaded the footage into After Effects and painstakingly roto-brushed Spiritomb's face away from its rock base. And even though it took quite a bit of time, I'm super happy with the results. Now for the 2D animation, I got the sprites from Black and White 2, ripped by this person, thank you very much. And yes, using MS Paint, I went sprite by sprite and removed the odd keystone from every frame. And when I put all 31 frames back together, I was able to recreate the animation from the game, just without that pesky rock. Then all I had to do was boot up the proprietary software that came with the fan, load and crop my animations, and then export it back to the SD card. And man, was I excited when I saw these for the first time. Do you prefer the 3D model or the sprite animation? Let me know. Now part 2 of the project was designing the actual rock base. And the first thing I did was download one of the ripped models of Spiritomb from the games. Then I loaded the model into Tinkercad and got to work. I noticed that Spiritomb kinda had this neck appendage, and I decided I would be using that to hold the fan. But the first thing I had to do was remove Spiritomb's face so I could work with the base. First thing I did was hollow out the inside, and I basically have the odd keystone now. Then I measured the dimensions of the fan, so it would fit into Spiritomb's neck appendage just perfectly, and not scrape against his face when it was moving. Then I designed this little locking device, so that the fan holder could both be secured into place, but also be removable. Then I just had to extract the rest of the purple bits and I was good to go. Time to start printing. So first thing I did after removing the supports was to spray it down with some primer to prep it for sanding. Here you can see me using my electric sander, and there's actually quite a few other things I did to prep the stone and make it smooth, but I'll go into more detail with that process in a future video where I show off a real-life portal gun. So hit the notification bell if that's something you really don't want to miss. Anyways, the next step was to spray it down with a couple of coats of white primer. This fills in some of the final micro divots and is going to make the final paint job look stunning. Speaking of which, the last couple of layers I put on was this awesome textured rock spray paint. But next it was time to print out the fan holder. This kinda got stuck to my print bed, so I left it in the freezer overnight and finally it came off the next day. I use this translucent purple PLA from Atomic Filament, and I'm super happy with how this came out. Now all there was left to do was print out the final purple bits and glue them to the base. Now I can easily just slide in the fan holder, And I glued on a couple of Velcro pads as well, just to be safe. I also tried using this closet light to make Spiritomb glow from the inside, but you can only really see this when the room is completely dark. So I'll have to upgrade this light for Spiritomb 2.0. But then all I had to do was plug it in and watch the magic happen. And now I have my own real-life pet Spiritomb. Now if this video gets enough interest, I might start an Etsy shop and make a small batch of these. Let me know what you think. But anyways, this was Big Rig, and I hope you all keep trucking on.